असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. Today we are going to discuss about ocean currents. We are going to discuss deeply about ocean currents. In our previous session we have discussed about salinity and factors which affect the salinity we have discussed. Next, today we are going to discuss about ocean currents. What are the types of ocean currents? Why these ocean currents are important for us? Let's get started. Ocean current. What is the meaning of ocean current? What is the meaning of ocean current? Usually it will ask for 1 mark or 2 mark questions. Ocean currents means movement of sea water. Ocean current means movement of sea water in a particular direction. In a particular direction. That is the definition of ocean current. This is the definition of ocean current. Movement of sea water in a particular direction. For example, this is a direction. In this direction is very particular. So this is we usually called as ocean currents. Right, okay. So the movement of sea water in a particular direction usually we called as ocean currents. You know, these ocean currents are also called as ocean rivers. Ocean rivers. Sir, why the ocean currents are also called as ocean rivers? Because ocean currents also they travel more than 1000 kilometers. Ocean rivers, because they travel more than 1000 kilometers long. 1000 kilometers long and 200 kilometers of wide. 200 kilometers of wide and complete 1000 kilometers of long they flow. So due to that these ocean currents also we are calling as ocean rivers. Okay, next, these ocean currents were classified into two. These are classified into two. Ocean rivers also classified into two categories, but in our text they have given only one category. Okay, let's see these ocean rivers classified into two. Yes, first one surface and deep water current. First one is surface and deep water currents. Deep water currents, yeah. Ocean currents are generally two categories. So one category is surface. One category is surface and deep water currents. Second one is cold and warm water currents. Cold water current, cold water, I am writing separately here. Cold water and warm water currents. Warm water currents. These are very important. I repeat, ocean currents also known as ocean rivers because they flow for more than 1000 kilometers and 200 kilometers of wide. This information is not given in our text. And in our text, these ocean currents also can be classified into two categories. One category, surface and deep water currents, and one more is cold water currents and warm water currents. Cold water and warm water currents. So if we separate, there is 1, 2, and if we separate here also again 1 and 2. So completely 4. But only this you consider this as only one category. Let's try to see what is mean by surface wind and deep water currents. What are surface currents? What are surface currents and deep water currents? Let's try to see that. You remember that this thing not given in our text. But when situation demanded, so my responsibility is to provide. Right? First, let me try to sort out surface currents. Surface currents. Yeah, surface currents nothing but example. This is, you consider this is the ocean. Okay? You consider this is the ocean. Right. Here it is a land. This is a land. And this also land. You see 10% of the flow, most of the 10% of the flow, it moves from one place to another place. Only 10%. 10% of the winds or 10% of the currents, it moves from one place to another place. Example, these are land or one land to another land. At the same time, it comes and again it comes down and again it moves in this position. So this is we call as deep water currents. Deep water currents. That means 90% of the flow inside of the ocean. Only on the top only we can able to see the flow on the top only 10%, but 90% inside will be there. These both are opposite direction. Okay, so there is a lot of theories are there, sir, why these both are opposite direction. Okay, because it is not a right time to explain to you, but it is enough for our according to our text. So if I go much deeper into that, our topic may be deviated. Hence I want to stop here itself only. Right? So you just remember that surface current 10%, it accounts 10%. Deep water currents, it accounts 90%. These both are opposite to each other. So these are surface currents and deep water currents completed. Surface currents and deep water currents. Now let's see second important one, cold water currents and warm water currents. Cold water currents, first one, cold water currents. Next, second one is warm water currents. Here you have to understand that you must observe this also. At equator, due to high temperature, whenever high temperature receives this area, here the water bodies are warm. Whenever the water bodies are warm, okay, the warm water lighter than the cold water. I repeat, I am writing here, warm water lighter than the cold water. Yeah, so first point, very very important, warm water lighter than the cold water. Hence, here at equator, what kind of water we may observe? Here warm water. Then this warm water is very light. Then it will be deflect. It will move to this side. Where they will move? It will be moved to the cold regions. It will move to the very cold regions. So I repeat, warm water lighter than the cold water. It is also not given. Simply they gave that warm water flow towards the poles. These are the poles. Warm water, they flow towards the pole, and the cold water, they flow towards to the equator. They have mentioned. So as per the textbook, what have mentioned? They mentioned that cold water currents move towards equator. So this is mentioned, this statement mentioned in our textbook. So according to this statement, what did you observe? This is polar region. So the cold water here is, why it is very cold? Because sun rays do not fall vertically these areas. Then this will flow in this direction and warm water flow that direction. Sir, why the cold water moves to the equator? Because cold water is heavy. Cold water is heavy and dense. Yeah, this is the thing we have to mention. Because you ask, sir, why the cold water move towards the equator? Why cold water moves to the equator? Because cold water is heavy, the ice is very heavy, the freezed water is very heavy, and it was very dense. Then it will come to this side. Then the warm water currents move to the poles. Why, sir? Why the warm water move to the poles? Yeah, I am writing here. Warm water flows towards poles. You see, equator very warm, high temperature. So where is high temperature? What will there? Where is high temperature? Warm water condition. Then the warm water will be flows to upwards. That means lower latitude. We can say that 0 is the lower latitude, poles is the higher latitude. We can also say that lower latitude to higher latitude, isn't it? Higher latitude. So we can write a statement according to this observation. Warm water flows from lower latitude to higher latitude, isn't it? Same opposite to that, cold water flows from higher latitudes to lower latitudes. Higher latitude means, here 90 degree, here 90 degree, and here 90 degree, isn't it? Then the cold water moves to this side. Okay, so these are the important currents: cold water current and warm water current. These both statement have given, but why they didn't mention in our textbook? So why the cold water moves only to the equatorial region and why the warm water move to the cold polar region? It was not mentioned. Okay. Next, let's see. According to their speed. Okay, based on the ocean current speed, these ocean currents again divided into two categories. Ocean currents according to their speed. Okay, let's see that also. What I said just now, according to their speed, according to the ocean current speed, it was again divided into two categories. First one, A is stream. So what is meant by stream? When a ocean current moves very fast or speedily. When a ocean current moves speedily, just remember speedily. When a ocean currents move very speedily, it is called as stream. That's it, enough. When a ocean currents moves speedily, it is usually called as stream. Then what is the second one? Opposite to that, B. What is that? Drift. Second one is drift. So what is the meaning of drift? Drift means slow movement of ocean current. Slow movement of ocean current is called as drift. Speed movement of ocean current is called as stream. Let's now today we will discuss what are the factors influence the ocean currents. Factors influence ocean currents. Factors influence ocean currents. Very, very important. Okay. What are the causes or what are the factors usually influence ocean currents? Causes. Let's see the causes or factors. First one, there are four important causes are there. First one is centrifugal force. Right? Second one is effect of winds. Third one, precipitation. Fourth one, solar energy. Moreover, there are a number of reasons were there. Salinity is there, okay, and melting of ice is there, and density differences will be there. But these are more because it also may ask in examination. what are the causes for the ocean currents or factors influence ocean currents. Okay, causes for the ocean currents. Let's see centrifugal force. First one is centrifugal force. What is the meaning of the centrifugal force? What is the meaning of centrifugal force? Let's see now with the help of the globe what is centrifugal force. Centrifugal force, usually what happens is, you see, once you observe the globe, when earth rotates on its own axis, at the equator certain force emerges. So that force is usually called as centrifugal force. Example, you keep it may fall. Okay, so this is called a centrifugal force. When centrifugal force, actually the force which caused due to the earth's rotation. Okay, so due to the earth rotation, we can say that due to the earth's rotation, what actually happens? Yeah, you understand that what is the meaning of centrifugal force? Centrifugal force develop when the globe rotates. When the earth rotates, the centrifugal force develop. The centrifugal force develop due to the rotation, as we discussed. So due to this rotation, what usually happens? Okay, usually, for example, this is globe and equator. Whenever these centrifugal force deflect the winds, push the winds towards in the northern hemisphere clockwise. That means the currents deflected into the right side in the northern hemisphere. I repeat, due to the centrifugal force, earth rotating now. Due to the centrifugal force, winds deflected into the right side in the northern hemisphere. So that means we can say that clockwise. In the southern hemisphere, these are against, opposite to, these are deflected, pushed to the left side. So left side in which hemisphere? Southern hemisphere. I repeat, centrifugal force develop, okay, due to the earth's rotation. When the earth rotates, okay, certain force emerges. So this force is called as centrifugal force. Whenever the centrifugal force developed due to the rotation, it also forces the winds to move right side in the northern hemisphere, left side in the southern hemisphere. So due to this, the wind will be move clockwise in northern hemisphere and here anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere usually happens. So these are the very important centrifugal force. Centrifugal force very important to decide the movement of the wind. So due to that, here slowly they move towards this area. The wind they slowly move to this area. This wind move to this area. Okay, the circular, completely in circular. They move to the equator to poles. Here also they move equator to poles. For example, you see clockwise. I said no. So clockwise. So the clockwise rotation. Yes, this is the clockwise rotation. And here anti-clockwise rotation. You see, this is the anti-clockwise rotation, right? So these things will be happening usually because of centrifugal force. Now let's see the second one, effect of winds. Let's see second one, effect of winds. It's very, very important. If these four are effects of the wind. Generally, as you see that this is ocean. Whenever the force wind blow from this direction, that means west to east direction. Wind blowing from west to east side. Generally, the current, okay, the waves also usually blow in this direction. Okay, So the stress was created by the wind. Okay, the stresses due to the wind. What is happening here? Wind created stress on the surface of the ocean. I repeat, the stress created the wind. So whenever the stress was created, the wind also modified in this position. Actually, the waves are very stable, but suddenly the wind blowing from west to east side, then what happened? Usually these also blow from this direction. Waves also will blow from this direction. So what did you understand here? Wind modified movement of the waves. Wind modified the movement of the currents. Yeah, for example, this wind is moving the velocity of 50 kilometers per hour. This wind is moving 50 kmph, kilometer per hour. This wind is blowing from this direction to this direction, kilometer per hour, 50 kilometers per hour. Whenever this wind is moving with this speed, generally it also it can develop a current whose velocity 0.75 kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour. I repeat. Yeah. Here the current is blowing or the wind is blowing for 50 kilometers per hour, kmph. Whenever the wind is moving from this direction very fast, at the time the waves also will be move in this position. Okay, the waves also generated. These waves produce the velocity 0.75 kilometer per hour waves produced. So the wind produced here 0.75 kilometer per hour currents produced. What is the speed of the wind? 50 kilometers per hour. So due to that, the wind will be changes. Here the frictional gliding also one of the reason. Friction. Usually we know that, for example, this is the wind. Whenever the wind directing from one place to another place, this direction to one direction to this direction, friction actually against opposite to this. So due to this wind and due to this friction, the wind direction will be in another side. With the both forces, the wind may be go this side or wind may be go this side. Okay, so this is about effect of winds. So what did you understand? Whenever the wind blowing with certain direction, for example 50 kilometers per hour, the 50 kilometers hour speed of wind moving, so that can create a velocity of current whose velocity is 0.75 kilometer per hour. It can be developed. So these also, the winds also cause sometimes, it will be deflected to different areas. There are certain gradients also will be effect. Okay, what is the gradient? We also discuss in next precipitation or solar energy. Yeah, what is gradient? Just now I said what is gradient. Usually gradient means, wind or water blow from one direction to other direction. So this is the gradient. Means what? Slope. What slope? So the wind move from high pressure area to low area, high pressure area to low pressure area. If the same flow slope is there, neither move nor they stay in constant place. They stay constant place. So this is usually called as gradient. Let's see what is the gradient. You may understand in the precipitation. Yeah, where usually more precipitation we find on the globe. Okay, we know that equatorial regions. Generally equatorial region every day out of 365 days, 320 days definitely there will be a rainfall. So that means average every day rainfall compulsory, right? So equatorial regions receives more precipitation. Equatorial regions receives more rainfall. Whenever they receives more rainfall, the sea level will be higher because high water is there. So high gradient is there. Here high gradient, is it? High gradient. Then the high gradient, these areas became low. This became low. So due to this gradient, the water flow from this area to this area. Why, sir? Because of the gradient. Why more water level at the equator? Because everyday rainfall. So at the equator, higher, the sea level would be higher, the water level higher, then the water moves from one place to another place. Here more water is there, but here down is there, slope is there. What happened? What usually happens? This water will be come from this area to this area. Example, yeah, this is completely water now. This is completely equator. This area completely equator. This area completely equator. At equator, sea level would be higher. At equator, sea level is completely higher. Then certain sea water flow from this area and certain sea water flow from this area. What are these poles? What are these poles? So due to the increasing of sea level because of the precipitation. Why sea level increased? Because of the precipitation. So due to the increasing or due to the heavy rainfall, due to the continuous precipitation, from the equatorial region, the sea level higher at the equator, sea level lower in the poles, then the water come from this area to this area. So precipitation completed. Let's see the solar energy. Fourth one, solar energy. Yeah, what is solar energy? Ocean's only major source is the surface of the ocean, mostly heated due to the solar energy, due to the solar insolation. So that heating of seawater. Heating of seawater. Usually heating of seawater. How this seawater heated? Because of the solar energy. Whenever the water gets heated, the water actually expand. Water expanded. Water would be expanded. So whenever more heat we may find, where usually more heat we may find on the globe? Again, equator. Sir, why more heat on the equator? Because sun rays vertically falls on equator. Sun rays vertically falls on equator. Then here what happens? The seawater, the water expanded. Again, whenever the water expanded, again they move from one place to another place. While compared to the other places, here 8 centimeters sea level will be increases. Okay, water is about 8 centimeters higher level near the equator. 8 centimeter higher at the equator. So I repeat, due to the solar energy, equatorial region receives more heat, so the water also became very warm. Whenever water become very warm, what usually happens? Water will be expanded. Whenever water expanded at the equatorial area, 8 centimeter elevation will be developed. 8 centimeter higher level will be developed. Again 8 centimeter. This is what? Equator. How many centimeter it was elevated? The sea water? 8 centimeter. Then again the water flow from this area to lower area. So this is gradient. The slope is usually we called as gradient. Okay. So the middle latitude, then the water flow from middle latitudes here to middle latitude. This is lower latitude. These are middle latitude, and these are higher latitudes. Then the water deflect from lower latitude to higher latitude. So what did we understand? We understood that centrifugal force, due to the Earth's rotation, centrifugal force divert the winds, divert the currents. Effect of the winds: when the wind blows with the fast, then the currents also blow along with the wind. Precipitation: when more rainfall occurs, usually more rainfall at equatorial region, then more water percent is there, that water move to the lower areas. Solar energy, due to the solar energy, water expanded. How many centimeters? 8 centimeters, usually more elevation, expanded. So due to that, the water moved from equatorial region to middle and higher latitudes. So these are the factors that usually influence us.